Now, like every year, 2023 has definitely had its memorable moments, from people getting access to free money in their ATMs to the discovery of a mysterious, or perhaps not, hole on Portmarnock Beach. We're going to look back on some of the most iconic news of the year. But first, comedian Michael Fry has summarised this very eventful year with a song entitled "We Didn't Start the 2023 Fire."
Massive hole, space rock, victory for Springboks, Dublin ladies, Dublin men, Bank of Ireland ATM, Scone on Mott, Colleen Kuhn, Barbie and Oppenheimer, Killer Moon, Enoch Burke outside the gates, Irish music loses grace. King Charles gets a crown, Joseph Biden in the town, Una Healy not a throuple, last of us with tragic couple, Dua Lipa, Fred again, Chandler Bing, we lost a friend, Giants fear you too, why's the toy man on the news? We didn't start the fire, it's been burning since the world's been turning, no we didn't start the fire, no we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Storm Debbie, Holly Kearns, Dublin city centre burns, Rishi Sunak, Big Brother, Kylie's back and giving mother, School of Rock is turning 20, Northern Ireland storming empty, Donald Trump facing jail, boat attacking killer whales, millionaire submarine, NASA is removed from Greens, RTE engulfed in scandal, too much money spent on sandals, Tommy Fury, Baby Joy, Shiv, Roman, Kendall Roy, Sweden wins at Eurovision, Patrick hosting television. We didn't start the fire, it's been burning.
That it really is a compendium of everything that happened in 2023. Michael Fry, good morning and welcome.
Thanks for having me. Hello.
That's a great song.
Thank you. Yeah, it's modelled on the Billy Joel classic "We Didn't Start the Fire," which is also a ridiculous song. But,
And your rhyming is wonderful. Thruple and couple and...
yeah, it took me a while. I went through all my tweets and saw what I was talking about and then formed rhyming couplets, and it just took forever. So.
Now, you have been reminiscing about the year that 2023 was, and one figure looms large over the whole year, and it's not Donald Trump, it's Enoch Burke.
Enoch Burke, yeah. So at the very start of the year, there was the "Where is John Rogers" little scandal at the start where the chairman of some board wasn't there. I made a whole song about that. So he's given me a lot of material over the year, but also just the image of him standing outside the gates has been memed to death. There was a stag-do that had the groom dressed up as Enoch Burke and made him wait outside the pub and stuff like that. So he's been used all over the place. It's great.
And he's going to spend Christmas in prison?
Yeah,
it
it's all
would appear,
entirely self-inflicted. It's an absolutely ridiculous story. So, yeah.
In addition to the man himself, his family also provide...
Yes, absolutely.
amount of diversion.
Yeah. So even just the start of the year. So I mentioned the "Where's John Rogers" thing. So they were all chanting outside. All they didn't rehearse at all. None of it was in unison, but they kept saying his name. So I decided, I'm gonna write something around that. So they've been very helpful. And also his dad used to drive him to the school every day as well. So that image has been used quite a bit in memes.
Now, in recent times, we've been talking about a meteorite shower that could be seen from the skies. If you could get away from the light pollution, you might see a shooting star or two. But we thought that space had come to Earth at one point.
Yes, and I absolutely love this because it was very Father Ted or something. I don't know what it was about it. But a man who was, I think he was entitled a space enthusiast or something on the news, thought that a meteor had come down and formed a hole in the beach on Portmarnock, and Virgin Media decided to run with the story without actually verifying it.
There was some sort of a rock at the heart of the hole.
Yeah, and it was quite smooth, I think, and that was his logic as to why it might have come from space and
because
the crater.
Obviously the friction of entering the Earth's atmosphere
smoothed
the whole stone.
Yeah, and we didn't take into account that maybe erosion or coastal attrition might have contributed to that. But yeah, it was debunked immediately afterwards. There was a video that came up, and it was people just digging the hole in the beach, as men seem to like to do when they go to the beach. So yeah.
Was this a jape on their part, or did they just dig a hole?
I think they just dug a hole. I don't think they meant to dupe that poor man. So
someone else who was in the news, tragically, he lost his job. Philip Schofield.
Yeah. I wouldn't say tragically. I think he absolutely deserved to lose his job. But very, very odd. There was an interview with The Sun straight afterwards where he was vaping. And I think if you ever want kids to stop vaping, I would just show them the footage of Philip Schofield holding a Lost Mary, because it doesn't look cool at all. He looks very stressed.
He looks very stressed. And of course, Holly Willoughby, his erstwhile partner,
yes.
more or less consoled her viewers as to the loss of Philip. Have a listen.
Right, deep breath. Firstly, are you okay? I hope so. Feels very strange indeed sitting here without Phil. And I imagine that you might have been feeling a lot like I have. Shaken, troubled, let down, worried for the well-being of people on all sides of what's been going on, and full of questions. You, me, and all of us at This Morning gave our love and support to someone who was not telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's very paternalistic or patronising or something like that. I don't know if you've ever asked your viewers, "Are you okay?" at the start of a segment, but I don't know.
No.
It's so.
I
strange.
mean, when she asks, the people are shaken but not stirred.
Yeah,
very much by the departed.
Yes.
I mean, they obviously live in the kind of bubble where they believe that the importance of what they do.
Yes,
is somewhat
yeah.
profound.
That kind of thing that they think they're part of people's families and, they're in people's homes every day and stuff like that. Well, no, actually, I mean, they were replaced pretty quickly by Dermot O'Leary and Alison Hammond, and there's still a replacement coming, and I think people are fine with that. I think people are still going to watch This Morning, and they didn't make as big an impact as they thought they did.
Now, I was hearing this morning on Newstalk that with the launch of a particular movie, that people went scouring the second-hand car ads for pink cars.
Yes.
And this is a phenomenon like of I suppose the joy of Barbie with the threat of nuclear destruction from Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I think this started as a joke initially that the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer were being released around the same time. So people were like, "Oh yeah, we'll go watch both movies together." And that suddenly became a thing where people watched Barbie in the morning and then Oppenheimer in the afternoon, or the other way around, and they fit brunch in between it. And I think it's like everybody was going to see Barbie anyway, as in like it's an all ages kind of a film, but the addition of Oppenheimer, I think it really helped Oppenheimer in terms of its numbers and things like that. But I certainly went to the Barbie movie all dressed in pink with my friends, and then watched Oppenheimer and felt very
dressed
sad.
in a
So-
1940s suit,
Yeah.
double-breasted with
That
a
was it, yeah.
trilby or whatever it might be, or they were in the desert, probably something of a Stetson or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You're up to something very interesting in January.
I am doing the 24-hour plays at the Abbey Theatre. So essentially, it's where a play is written, directed and performed within 24 hours. So
How does it actually work? What's the inspiration, or do you all sit there kind of wondering what are we going to do, and inspiration strikes, or do you go in with some sort of...
yeah, so I go in with a costume and a prop, and I say something that I've never done on stage that I would like to try, and then the writers are sent away to write plays around that. So there's quite a few actors in it, but there are 6 writers, 6 directors, and so 6 plays are going to be made. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what will be made for me, because we have a lot of talented people there.
And when is this going to be seen then?
So that's on the 14th of January on the Sunday.
And
So,
that's your play, or all 6?
all 6.
And what, one-act plays kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
Extraordinary.
yeah, really interesting. We've got a lot of talented writers. So Hannah Mamelis, who recently won awards at the Galway Film Festival, and like say Ulton Pringle and other really talented writers. there as well.
And you don't even disturb normal business at the theatre because it's happening on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's all
Okay. Well, look, I wish you the very best with that, Michael, and thank you very much for reviewing the year with that comedic eye of yours.
Thanks very much,
Michael
Pat.
Fry.